welcome to the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Solomon Fowowe, and it's day what without football. Actually, I've actually lost counts, but it's almost a month without club football in one of the 5 top European leagues. Yes. Well, it's why we're here. Actually, it's the latest and the best. You can't say without live football. There's still not stuff going on in the background. You know, there's so much happening that we need to keep you updated on. And first things that we're going to be talking about is the fact that we might have the first club champions at this stage. Yes, that's in Belgium, because the Belgian authorities, that's the Belgian Football League, has said that Club Brugge are going to be handed the league. Yeah, exactly. Well, because they've actually said that they're avoiding the league, and Club Brugge is 15 points ahead of Ghent in second before they go into the playoff stage, and they're handing Club Brugge the league. But it has opened a bit of a can of worms, because there's a bit of conundrum at this point. Because after Club Brugge, that's the Belgian league, made that announcement, UEFA came out and said, that's UEFA, European Club Association, they came out and they said that, well, it is very possible that the Belgian side might not be featuring in the Champions League. They didn't say it quite explicitly, but in hushed tones and tacitly, they were actually insinuating stuff like that, that we have to come together, we have to find a way to finish the leagues, and it should be last resort for there to be the avoidance of a particular league. And just talking about things from that particular meeting, they've said that in July and August, they're looking to restart the leagues and probably finish the league between July and August. And that is, in itself, is a bit of a conundrum. Yes, I'm using that word again. Why? Because you're looking at certain places, certain players that have their contracts ending June 30. Yeah, exactly, June 30. And how do they have to play July and August? And it's a bit of a tricky situation for many of the players, for many of the clubs. You know, clubs currently are even struggling to be able to pay that's the wages of their players. And, you know, I heard Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, they've agreed on 70% wage cuts because of the huge sort of debt that Atletico are currently in, and Barcelona. Barcelona are in the debt of, I think, 271 million euros, and Atletico Madrid over 500 million euros net debt that they're currently in. So they have to take those steps for them to ensure the survival of the club at this certain stage. But back to what the UEFA and European Club Association said from that particular meeting, it is that clubs are actually, they're going to find a way for them to finish in July and August. So the leagues resume July and August. And you're looking at that because it's still predicated on the fact that this pandemic actually ends, the coronavirus crisis that has seen them post leagues since the mid of March down to this period. So if it doesn't go abated, if it doesn't reduce, if the number of spread that doesn't reduce to a really huge extent, it means that we might not even be seeing it go on as July and August. But let's work on the premise that the league is going to resume July and August. So that means that certain players that have their contracts ending in June 30, would they still remain at their club sites? And courtesy Gab Marcotti of the ESPN, he wrote a fantastic article that really broke all of this down. You know, you're looking at FIFA's plans on how to handle such situation and the whole legalese that is going to be involved in all of this. Now, you're looking at certain players, about 500, at least 500 of them across Europe, top 5 leagues, and you're seeing them actually not remaining at their club sites till June 30. And FIFA's come out to say that June 30 in itself, in most of the contracts that you see around, in most of the loans that you see around, that it's just an arbitrary date because you're saying that, okay, that's the time that the club will end. But I'm not a lawyer, but looking at the fact that at least I have a bit of a legal mind, and you're looking at it that, oh, these people have contracts that binds them till June 30. So I think it is based on the interpretation of certain labor laws at individual countries for them to see the interpretation of these things, because you're looking at certain players that do not want to remain at their club side for any second more after June 30. You're looking at certain clubs that do not want some players in their side. Say, let's take a club now. A club A doesn't want player B to be on their side because the player B is very troublesome and is on high wages, and they are looking down to that June 30 date for them to offload him. What happens to such clubs? Do such club and such a player, do they keep paying the wages of such a player, or do they offload him? If they're going to be offloading him, that means about 500 players are going to be offloaded from different club sides. And you're also looking at certain other tangents to this, you're looking at a player like Hakim Ziyech, was made the move from Ajax to Chelsea and is bound to move, say, July 1. Now, if it does happen July 1, that the Dutch Eredivisie is still ongoing, does he keep playing for Ajax or does he move to Chelsea? And you're looking at the facts that, oh, this is one person that has actually improved his wages with Chelsea because he's thinking, July 1, I'm going to be earning a whole lot more than I'm currently earning at Ajax. So you're looking at all of the whole the can of worms that has been opened in all of this. And that is still predicated on the fact that, oh, we hope that coronavirus crisis ends between that's July and August. So you're looking at how all of this plays out and you're not quite sure what is going to happen with club football at this stage. And we're hearing that even after July and August, say the club football ends, they're still going to rush through the UEFA Champions League and UEFA Europa League. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm sure the authorities and the club sides and UEFA and even FIFA, they're feeling their way through these things currently because we're in uncharted territory. We're in places that we've never been at this sort of stage where we had football stand still for this long. And there's, at least in modern times, that's what I'm talking about, because it has happened before in modern times, and there's so much that is uncertain at this period. There's so much that is uncertain. And how do you deal with the transfer window? Do you just move the transfer window? What if all of the clubs are not aligned? How would transfers really happen between, say, European sides and sides outside Europe? So it's a lot of drama, legal drama, and a whole lot of thinking that has to be done. So let me know in the comment section what you think are the biggest poses, the biggest challenges that coronavirus crisis has posed at this time, and what you think are the solutions that might be, worked out upon by both FIFA, UEFA, and a couple of other bodies. Thank you so much for watching the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. Thank you so much for sticking with us. I hope you're keeping safe. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying isolated if you need to be isolated. You're staying at home, you're staying indoors, and you're washing your hands. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Fowowe, and this has been the Nutmeg.